Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into my official college football week number 5 upset alert. These are 5 or 6 teams I think can and possibly will lose that are currently favorited by Vegas, by the FPI, things like that. And guys, I am at kind of a different angle right now. I am still recording on my Mac. I've got a brand new gaming PC here. We're trying to set it up. We're trying to download software and things like that. So there will be a transition that happens to that computer at some point, hopefully soon. But we are still here for the time being. So guys, we've got Washington traveling to UCLA. This is the Friday night 10:30 game. And guys, my initial thought when the line came out, Washington minus 3 points, such disrespect to the greatness of Chip Kelly. And guys, I've been looking at all the analytical models. They think the wrong team is favored here. I have UCLA winning this game 31-30 in an absolute thriller. This UCLA program is due for a major win. They've been laughed at for the past 3 or 4 weeks due to their low attendance at the Rose Bowl. It's going to be a rocking environment, guys. 3 words: trust Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly is an elite college football coach. UCLA is trying to get ranked. They're undefeated. And I think they win this game against the solid Washington team. But Washington is on the road. I like UCLA in a close game. Once again, guys, all the analytical models. This is a lock. The lock of the century. UCLA plus 3. I think they might be plus 3.5. Depends where you look. I've seen them at both plus 3 and plus 3.5. There it has them at, Washington at minus 2.5. The line has been bet up, I believe, a little bit since then. So, guys, UCLA, crazy value. All the models are with me. Chip Kelly. Bank on Chip Kelly to get this home win. UCLA wins this 31-30. The next game, this possible upset. So, it's Michigan at Iowa. And guys, normally I would say this is literally the perfect game for an unranked team to beat a ranked team. You have J.J. McCarthy making his first road start against a good defense. The only problem is Iowa's offense is so historically bad. I personally cannot predict Iowa to win this game. In week 1, I said I thought Iowa would beat Michigan. I didn't realize how bad Iowa's offense is again, but this is a situation where, let's be honest, what has Michigan proven? To me, they've proven absolutely nothing. They beat 3 of the worst teams in FBS, and then they beat Maryland thanks to, let's be honest, they got the ball to start the first half and the second half because of a muffed kickoff. And then, the Maryland starting quarterback was banged up a little bit, whatever. J.J. McCarthy didn't look that good. This game is a prime upset candidate because of Iowa's good defense, because of J.J. McCarthy's inexperience, and Michigan's defense really not having any stars. Again, the issue is Iowa is so historically bad on offense. It's almost like their defense needs to score a minimum of 1 touchdown, possibly like get 2 or 3 turnovers deep into Michigan territory to win this game. So I personally cannot predict the upset in this one. I will say I love the under, but just it's kind of a shame with how bad Iowa's offense is. You look at Michigan, I think that non-conference schedule in a game like this would actually hurt Michigan because they haven't been tested at all. They haven't been on the road. This would be their first sign of adversity, but you get a horrible defense. I think Michigan wins this game. Iowa's offense is just too horrifically bad. The next potential upset, it is Kentucky traveling to Ole Miss. So this line originally opened at 4. It is now up to 6. Ole Miss beat Tulsa last week by, I think, 7 points, maybe 8 points. They haven't looked particularly good. Kentucky also hasn't looked particularly good. I've nicknamed this game the Battle of the Overrateds because I think both of these teams are both overrated when you compare it to their ranking, especially Kentucky. I will go with Ole Miss to win this game. Realistically, I would say don't bet it. I don't have a good feel for either of these teams. They've both underperformed in several weeks this year. But they are both they are both undefeated. So we'll see what happens. This is a noon game, I believe on ESPN. So a pretty good game for ESPN noon, two ranked teams. The next potential upset, we have Wake Forest traveling to Florida State. So we're not 100% sure this game is actually going to happen. We're going to have to see with the Hurricane. It looks like the way the Hurricane is going right now, it's curling up. It looks like it's going to miss Tallahassee, but I still think there's going to be major effects. We could see a limited capacity due to the flooding and stuff like that. It's going to be bad. And guys, I respect Florida State as a program, but it's a situation where this is more of a parity game than anything. Do we really expect Florida State to go to 5-0? Let's be real. Do we really think that's going to happen? You kind of have to think like that. And then also Wake Forest kind of surprised a lot of people last week playing that well against Clemson's defense. Sam Hartman, six touchdown passes. Of course, Wake Forest defense did not look good, but worst case scenario, I do really like Wake Forest to cover the 7-point spread. Even if they lose this game, it should be relatively close. And also Wake Forest, using that kind of run pass option, holding the ball for so long, that's so annoying to defend. That was kind of working for them against Clemson. And to be honest, I was rooting for Clemson in that game, and I was getting pissed off because they would kept doing that run pass option where Sam Hartman would literally hold it to running back for 3 seconds before deciding whether to give it to him or throw, and it's just so annoying. So I'm guessing they're going to try and do that to generate rushing yards against FSU. And again, guys, FSU's had a great start to the season. I respect this program. I love them. But they're not going, let's be honest, they're not going 5-0. All right, this next one, it's going to be Texas A&M at Mississippi State. And something interesting I noticed, Mississippi State is now 4-point favorites. And I think there's great value, guys, on A&M to cover this 4-point spread. Even if they lose, A&M has routinely been playing close, lower scoring games. I think A&M's defense can slow down Mississippi State. Will they win? I don't know. We know the whole issues with A&M and their quarterback situation currently, but they have a talented enough defense to slow down Mississippi State and keep this game really close. I just think 4 points, A&M +4 on the road, seems like decent value. Every week I go through this with A&M where I say I have no clue what's going to happen because they keep playing these teams I guess not anymore, but originally, we thought Miami was a little bit better. Miami, Arkansas, Mississippi State, and it's like the game's a toss-up. Texas A&M has a good defense, but they can't score. We saw what happened against Appalachian State. They lose another close, low-scoring game. I do think there is good value in A&M +4 in this game now that the line is there. This is a 4 o'clock game on the SEC network, actually. The next potential upset, guys, this is a sneaky one. This is like last week when I talked about the Fordham game against, Buffalo, maybe some MAC school. I said it was going to be really high scoring. It was. Fordham, I believe, ended up covering. Guys, trust Charlotte football. Trust Charlotte football in this one. UTEP has a horrific offense. They're 3-point favorites. They're on the road. Charlotte has an extremely explosive offense. I say that as a college football expert, folks. Trust me. Trust Charlotte football. Charlotte football will win this game over UTEP. All the models say it. All the analytics say it. The wrong team is favored in this one, certainly. And then the final potential upset, it is Stanford traveling on the road at Oregon. And guys, you look at this game, this screams upset. And I think everyone agrees with me on this one. You've got a game that's taking place at 11 o'clock at night. You've got David Shaw, who's a superstar. You've got a Stanford team, unfortunately, E.J. Smith. I didn't even know E.J. Smith was... Guys, what is going on with college injuries? Seriously, it's like E.J. Smith, I didn't even know he was injured, and then they're like, oh yeah, he's out for the year now. These college injuries are a joke. They need to be more honest. We're trying to understand who's going to play and stuff like that. But still, Stanford actually has a former 5-star quarterback who's really underrated. He actually played really well last week against Washington, if you look at his PFF grades and things like that. So this Stanford team, they're disrespected. They've got a superstar head coach. You take a look at Oregon, the collusion the cheating, it's disgusting, guys, and it needs to stop, and something needs to happen, and I think Stanford will. Everyone's going to be going to sleep. Nobody's going to watch this game. People will wake up, and they will be treated to a final score of 27-24, and there goes Georgia's big win. Wow. That would be tough for Georgia because if Oregon loses, we keep propping Georgia up. Oh, they crushed a good Oregon team. Number one, the massive collusion. It's so unbelievable. But number two, if Oregon loses this game, that would take some of the fire away from that week 1 win for Georgia. And this Stanford team, guys, the things that you have to do this weekend, let me just say this. Trust Chip Kelly, trust David Shaw, trust Charlotte football. Those are the 3 things you need to do this weekend, and we will make a ton of money and things like that with the bets and stuff. So, guys, those are my official upset alert predictions for week number 5. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.